Hi, I'm Daniela Genus, and in this video I want to talk about why your startup isn't getting the success that you hoped. I meet people regularly who are in the early stages of starting a business, who have put in a lot of effort and who are confused as to why they're not achieving any success. So I thought I'll do this video to let other people in the same situation get an understanding of what the possible barriers could be. Number one, you have no clear focus. Instead of starting a business and focusing on offering one particular service, many people start their businesses, and because they want to be successful, they have 7 different services or products that they're trying to take to market. There's no focus. The business doesn't become known for the specialist of X or even Y. Instead, you're kind of the jack of all trades and the master of none. So I would always recommend focus. What is it that you want to be known for? And offer that, perfect that, be the best at that, not everything. It's impossible to be the best at everything. Number 2, you're chasing money instead of focusing on value. I have people ask me all the time, how do you, like, I've started my business and I want to make money. How do you make money? How do you make money? What's the way to make money? And I would say that's the wrong focus. Now, whilst we all want to make money, I definitely want to make money, you need to focus on what is the value that you're offering a customer and why should they pay for that value. If you're not able to answer that, why is a customer going to pay you? If you don't even know what the value is or why somebody should pay for it, why would anybody pay for it? So you need to be very clear on what is the value that you're offering. And the value, if you're offering, I'm trying to think of a good example, photography as a service. Is the value that you're offering photography? No. The value that you're offering is the opportunity for your clients to capture timeless memories that without your photography service, with your fantastic camera and your expert ways of setting up scenes to capture these moments, they're going to lose forever. What is the value that you're offering? And be clear on that, and that needs to be communicated in your marketing, in your sales process. It needs to be embedded within the culture of your business. Number 3, you have no idea who your customers are. Now, you'd be surprised to know how many businesses have started and have been running and don't have any idea who their target customers are. And this idea of everybody is my customer is a fallacy. Everybody cannot be your customer. There is no business on this earth that has everyone as their customer. And especially not when you're in the early stages. You don't have the marketing resource to market your business to everyone. Therefore, you need to narrow it down and work out, again, back to focus, work out who are your specific target customers, who is going to pay me for the value that I can offer, who is going to benefit from this value the most. You should create customer personas, and that's just something I like to do. You don't have to do that, but a customer persona identifies exactly what the socio-economic background of your target customer is, their habits, their buying preferences, pretty much everything about them. It's about creating a profile of your kind of average or ideal customer, and you can have a number of customer personas for different segments within your market, because you may have multiple customers. So, for example, with my business, I target startup entrepreneurs. I also target early stage entrepreneurs, particularly within the service sector. And obviously, when I have my customer personas, I go into way more detail. But I'm talking about the different segments. I also have universities as another customer segment profile. It's imperative that you are aware of the segments within the market that you're targeting and who the specific customer is and what that customer profile looks like. Otherwise, how are you able to effectively market to them, number 1, and how are you able to make sure that the service that you're offering is tailored specifically for their wants and needs. Otherwise, you're just having a scattergun approach. I'm just going to throw everything out there and see where it sticks, and that's not an effective way to grow a business. You don't spend enough time on sales. I suffered with this a lot with my first business. I would sit and say, why am I not getting any sales? What's happening? I wasn't getting enough sales because I didn't have a sales process. I wasn't spending focused time every day, every week, focusing on sales. So how are the sales going to come? You have to have a sales process, you have to have a sales strategy, and you have to be consistent. And it can be disheartening, especially if you're doing cold calling, although I don't necessarily think that's an effective sales process, but different strokes for different folks. But if you're doing telemarketing, or if you're trying to sell over the phone, when people tell you no, when people won't put you through to who you need to be put through to, when people are hanging up on you, it can be disheartening. But you have to think of the end goal, and the end goal is getting those sales and getting those customers. So you have to be consistent with your sales. You don't set goals. Again, I have lost count of the amount of kind of early stage and startup and even pre-startup stage entrepreneurs that don't have goals, not for life, not for business. How do you get to your destination if you don't have a roadmap? How are you supposed to achieve something if you don't have it written down? Like, what is it you're trying to achieve? And business success is not sufficient. What are the goals associated with that business success? What is it that you need to achieve in different areas of your life, in different areas of your business to achieve the overall goal? You have to have a goal. In the same way I always advocate having a plan, there's no point having a plan if you don't have goals and objectives. To me, they go hand in hand. There's no sense putting together a plan if you don't have goals, and your goals have to be SMART. So specific, measurable, you know the acronym if you don't Google it. But one of the key parts of the SMART acronym that I stress is having a time reference for your goals. I spoke to somebody just this week who said they've got all these goals, all these objectives, all these targets, but there's no dates associated with them. So where is the incentive to achieve? I want to have my marketing plan done. By when? By next year, next month, when? If there's no time associated with the goal, there's no incentive really to get it done, and there's nothing to hold you accountable because it's not done, but there's no deadline for me to do it anyway. And that goes on to the next point. You have no strategy or action plan. Again, there's no point having goals if you don't have a strategy or plan of how you're going to achieve each individual goal and the overall goal. If you're trying to increase your business income by 100%, how are you going to do that? And just saying, well, I'm going to achieve more sales is not sufficient either. How are you going to achieve more sales? What is the specific strategy that you're going to undertake? What are the key dates that you're going to complete each activity associated with that strategy and associated with the goals? You have to be specific. And these things shouldn't take an excessively long time to complete. Sit down, brainstorm. What am I trying to achieve? What are the goals? What are the specific activities associated with achieving these goals? When do I need to have these activities completed by? It shouldn't take forever, and it's really, really a helpful and useful process to go through. Because it can also, if you don't sit down and put together an action plan with objectives and timeline, you can be sitting waiting to get something done for a year and not necessarily making any sort of progress because you're just doing it as and when it can fit in. Whereas if you have the plan, you know what needs to be done here to get to here, you can start to build up a momentum. You keep doing things for free. Now, when you're in the early stages of a business, it can feel very uncomfortable to charge or to ask for a specific fee. Again, this week I spoke with somebody who, in the early stages, pre-startup, and saying that they've never ran a business in this industry before. Therefore, how can she expect to go out and tell people that they should pay for her service? And why would those people pay for her service? Well, why wouldn't they? The fact that you may have only just started a business or are in the process of just starting a business shouldn't devalue what you can offer. You need to work out how can you get yourself to a place that your offering is that strong that the fact that you don't necessarily have a huge track record shouldn't make a difference. And also, there's many ways you can get over the kind of trust factor or non-trust factor with customers when you're just starting a business. And offering stuff for free is one of those ways, but you do it strategically. So you don't just give away stuff for free. You work out, okay, who are the best people within kind of your target group, that you can offer something for free to get testimonial that will then validify what it is that you're offering, so that when you then go to paying customers, you can say, well, actually, we've only been in business a short time, but we've done this for this person and that for that person, and this is what they've got to say. Don't just keep offering things for free willy-nilly, because that doesn't make any sense, and you don't grow a business by doing things for free. That's called a charity. Don't spend enough time on self-development. I cannot stress enough how important self-development is. Just because you've left college or school or university, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be reading anymore. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be learning anymore. You have to keep learning in order to grow and in order to increase your business knowledge. How else will you know? And I'm not negating that being out and actually running a business doesn't teach you things, but you don't know everything. You're not going to experience everything. So it's important that you learn from those that have already done it. So YouTube is a fantastic resource. There's lots of fabulous videos on there. Podcasts are a great way to learn different things. Reading books. I'm a huge advocate of reading. I've been doing a 52 books in a year challenge. I'm not quite at 52 books. So I've fallen behind a little bit. But I commit myself to reading every single week. And I've been trying to read a book a week. And that, I'm not saying you have to do that. But read books. People have been entrepreneurs. There's been entrepreneurs throughout the last how many years that have written books, that have recorded audio books that give you the information that you need. The impact and the difference that reading all these books for the past nearly a year has made on my life has been phenomenal, and I cannot understand why there's so many people that claim that they want to be successful but don't even pick up a book of those that have already done it. It kind of seems to make sense to me. It doesn't seem to make sense to everyone, but I hope that you will go and find a book. The main thing that's stopping your business from being a success is you. And it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. A lot of the time we sit and we complain that our business is not doing what we want it to do, but we're not doing what our business needs us to do. We're not putting in the time, we're not putting in the effort, we're not being strategic enough, we're not learning enough, we're not asking for help. There's a plethora of other reasons why your business isn't progressing at the level and at the pace that you want it to, and many of those reasons are grounded within you. So the first thing is identify what is it that you are doing wrong. Are you doing everything you can to get your business to where it needs to be? And if you're not, then there's your answer. And if that's not the answer, I've given you a variety of other things that you should look at. I'm Daniela Genus. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and also please click that